guys, welcome back to our first episode of Beautification Station for 2023. And I'm your host today, Sharon. As you can see, I'm not alone. I'm with these pretty beautiful ladies. Can you please introduce yourself, please?
Alright, my name is Dlamini and I am Mrs. Second Princess South African Central, South Africa.
Hi, my name is Matshepo Segole and I am a Miss South Africa plus World delegate.
Hi everyone, I'm Valmarie volschenk. I am a photogenic model mostly, and I am an ambassador for PPMC magazine as well as Top 5 magazine and Adventure Fitness.
Okay, so guys, how did your career in pageantry start or begin?
Alright, with me it's a total different dimension. I was not into pageant at all. This was my first one ever, and for me to enter is because I was told by my associates in the beauty and modeling and fashion industry that try South African Central pageant. Is different from the other pageant. It's not a beauty pageant, it's a pageant where you need to be an ambassador and represent the brand so well. So I started like last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think I have a similar story to Gifts because I am a sports person at heart. Yeah. I never contemplated that I would ever be a beauty queen or beauty participant or in a pageant in any kind of way. Yeah. So for me, I've also been an advocate of activism for plus size girls and girls who are much bigger, girls who don't fit into the category of a lot of pageants, in terms of stigma. So when I got invited to be part of Miss South Africa plus World, it for me married so well with my identity and what I was already pushing. It felt like synergy. So for me, that's how I came into the pageantry space, and I think it's to also raise awareness about body shaming and plus size girls. Yeah. And I think for me in particular, because of the fact that my particular awareness is with regards to infertility, we get shunned a lot about how your body looks different because of the various kinds of infertility issues that you might have. So for me, it just married together to do it in this kind of way. Yeah.
I got put into pageantry much younger. So basically, in grade 0, I was supposed to go on stage and have like the little kiddie concerts, but I was too scared to go on stage and I didn't want to, So my mom decided, no, this isn't how things are going to be. You're going to get over your stage fright and you're going to do better. So then she decided to put me in modeling from grade 1, and I've been modeling since then.
Sure, you know these things so well.
So according to you guys, what is the essence of being a woman?
Essence of being a woman, I think, is to owning, your own crown. And when I mean crown, I mean your own identity, who you are. Appreciating the woman in you and not seeing the other people, what they're doing. Sometimes we are under this competition or feeling like she's a model lookalike and I'm not. You need to be comfortable. As Tepi said, that there are women who are being body shamed, and some they can't even fit into the category of pageantry as it all. So if you're owning it and say, I am going to be myself and I'm going to stand up for what women represents, in this country. I think to me that's the essence of a woman. If you stand up for yourself and know who you are.
Okay. Now that you mentioned it, I realized that when I was on my way that today is actually International Women's Day.
Yes. I received the message. Yeah, it was so nice to just receive a lot of messages about Women's Day, International. I don't know, is it like Women's Day?
It's Women's Day.
But it's an international.
Yeah.
It's basically.
Yeah.
And Gift, we've learned that you are fashion show organizer, like how does the two mix, fashion and pageantry?
Yeah, I think a lot of people always, don't understand that, and I'm so glad for the question because, some are not getting it right. The pageantry is when you enter and go represent a brand, working towards becoming a title holder to become an ambassador for that brand, and so that you can represent it. And it comes in a lot of ways where you can be doing foundations, charities, giving back to the community. You do a whole lot of work. Now you take out the essence of being a woman out in a pageant. But on fashion shows is when you are a model, whether you're a plus size or you are just a petite model, you are being dressed by a certain type of designers. It depends. Some other designers don't design for big, some other designers don't design for petite. So it will depend on which fashion show you categorized in. So a fashion show is when you represent a brand on ramp and walking, with their fashion, with their clothing, and just showcasing the outfits. And then the pageant is just when you're becoming now the essence. Yeah.
So how important is it to look your best at all times?
Me?
Well, ordinarily for me, the most important thing about looking my best is about feeling my best. So once it comes from the inside, I really don't need to try more outwardly, but something about how you take care of your image and how you take time to do the smallest of things contributes to how you feel. Then you look better. So that's how I see the importance of feeling good and looking good about yourself.
Okay, so what is the importance of pageantry and in today's world?
I think Valmarie is good on that one. She got a couple of sessions.
I think it's quite important, especially for building up your self-confidence, but also it's not always going to build up your self-confidence. Sometimes you're going to think you're going to win, and then you don't win, and then you might feel like you've let yourself and other people down. But it's not really about winning itself. It's about the entire journey that you've gone through and the people that you've met along the way. And it's really actually a great way to make friends and just also important people. You can meet so many sponsors, and even if you don't win, you can take those sponsors with you and become their ambassador, and you can do so many things with pageantry. I think it's really great.
Wow.
So are you a giver or a taker?
I'd say I'm a giver.
I vote with her.
Yeah.
Why?
I just feel bad when I take things, honestly. From a sponsor, I can do it because it's a business and they have the capital to be able to give it to you. But even small businesses, I feel bad.
Gift, can you tell us about your recent goal that you accomplished?
The recent goal that I just accomplished, look, it's going to be an event that this woman missed out on. She didn't do it on purpose. It's a couples therapy. It's an event that I hosted on the 25th of February. It was a goal reached for me. I feel that there was a calling for me to, mend hearts, broken hearts from the couples. There are couples who are not, battling with infertility, cheating, the in-laws, everything. So all my speakers who came through, they went there to just, gear up everybody, to just give them the tools to go home and fix. So that was a successful event for me, and that was the goal. Also, another one was when I entered into the pageantry. I had a low self-esteem of being on stage. As much as I'm very talkative, I can be an MC, a radio personality and everything, but I did not have much confidence in myself that I could be a queen or in beauty pageant. So for me to get the second princess was an accomplishment for me. I didn't have to win, but just to be recognized. That the journey, I went with it accordingly, and I got to the finish line. So that was an accomplishment.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Okay, so Matshepo,
Thanks.
what do you consider as your greatest contribution to the community?
I think my greatest contribution to the community is the willingness to want to speak. about things that people don't want to talk about. The willingness to talk about what my awareness is, which is infertility awareness. And this is coming from personal experience and also speaking to other people. And what I've come to see is not a lot of people are talking about what are the telltale signs for a person that might be having infertility issues. Couples in marriages are afraid to talk about it amongst themselves, let alone go out and seek help. So I feel like my willingness to want to start the conversation and people discussing and talking about like basically educating each other, talking about what is it, what can I do to get help, where do I start, and how do I open the conversation within my immediate family. I feel like me opening the door for people to start talking about it through my various platforms on social media, live discussions. I'm building up a campaign that's going to have actual outreach programs that will increase the discussion on infertility issues is a big contribution that I have already started doing, and I intend to continue doing in my community and to the world, really. So yeah.
Valmarie, so what is your value? What is your value that you hold dearest in your life?
I'd say kindness. I think kindness is the most important value to me, because without kindness are we even like humans? Humanity, I believe, should be based on kindness.
So a gift, you are a beauty alumni, right? You've worked with beauty so many times. Like, how does that boost your confidence in the work that you do?
Sure, it's an interesting question, because when I started at beauty, I did human resources, BTech, and then I went to work. And then I came back again to Val when the retrenchments hits. I came to Val University and I worked in different departments, finance and so forth. But I was here not doing what I'm passionate about. And as a student, I was a dancer here, and I used to travel around. We used to compete with other,
like dancing,
hip hop. Straight.
Amphitheater,
straight. It builded me. That concrete, that's what builded some of us. So we're bringing it back, by the way, onto the campus. We'll talk about that later. So I came back, and then I worked, out of the passion. COVID actually is the only thing that got me to say, you know what, you have a passion. Just identify what your passion is. So on that level 5, when we were all sitting down, not knowing what we're doing, we're getting paralyzed on our head, like the world is ending. That's when my world started, and I was like, you know what, I'm passionate about fashion, and I'm passionate about dance. So let me bring that up. And I started doing modeling as a part-time employee at the time. So then I brought everything together. Pageantry, as I said, is last year things. So now I'm incorporating pageant and everything. So pageant and beauty met last year in my life. That's when I met her and the company called Havela, and that's when now I started, knowing the depth of Havela, of beauty, and now I incorporated beauty, fashion, pageantry, and modeling. So yeah, that's how, as an alumni now, it's working best, because I came back and I saw a gap, that there's no longer pageant, there's no longer Miss Beauty, there's no longer, fashion shows. There's fashion students, K-Block, they work so hard. Their dresses are just hanging there, they just, qualifying, then they're going. They're no longer showcasing what they, doing the most. So I just came back, I did a proposal, it was approved, and I'm going to kickstart. So I can't wait.
That's nice. Then HR?
Human resources, now I put it down. I worked human resource for like 10 years, I think. So I think I have a balance of that. Now I can hop into something. If the passion don't work, of which it will always burn, I'll go back to the experience that I have. So experience never die. So I could step back and just go back to the corporate, but I think this is the gift.
So, Gift, coming back to you, what are you bringing back to beauty in terms of pageantry and so on.
All right, yes, we said we're going to come back to that one. In terms of the Gifted Image, now the Gifted Image is the brand that I am founding, and now in it there's fashion, beauty, and models. So now the models are the ones who we take out there when there's fashion shows, whether it's from the Gifted or from outside. And now what we're bringing now to the campus is that we are going to host auditions for models in terms of the fashion side of things. On the pageantry side of things, we're also going to do registration and follow-ups towards the Miss and Mr. VUT 2023, which we're planning to host it around end April, early May. We're just looking after the holidays and after the graduations. So we're bringing dance as well, because there's no entertainment on that side. There's art. I saw last year there was a bit of art happening in the campus, and then I was so impressed with that, and I could hear that arts and culture still incorporated with what I will be bringing on board. So I will be mainly engaging with a lot of women and men if they want to be in the pageantry and on the fashion. Anyone can come for auditions. Yeah. Remember, you asked me a question earlier that what's the difference between fashion and pageantry? So now we're going to differentiate that along the way, because there were during on the orientation week I was here to present, and there were the ladies who asked me, I want to model, I don't want to do pageantry. So there's a difference between the two. So we're going to explain that, and we want all the campus students to know that we are going to be mostly in the campus, and we're going to send the messages across on all beauty platforms so that they know when there's auditions, they know if there's registrations for Mr. VUT and so forth. So we're bringing quite a lot of entertainment, which is going to be very, very beautiful. Hip-hop, Banzula, Latin, and contemporary. So that when we're doing pageantry or fashion shows, there's going to be entertainment in between and within our students in the campus. So we want to do everything with the students within the campus. Yeah, and then the people who are going to come on board to come maybe judge, train our students and so forth, there will be people like Valmarie, and if motivational side, we'll bring people like Matshepo. And also we have a community of ladies who will be working with hand in hand. Yeah.
Alright, so girls, what's your take about today's
International Women's Day? If I'll take the first pattern. I think it's about celebrating being a woman. It's about celebrating the good as well as the bad. The good being everything fragile and frilly and beautiful about us as women. And when I say bad, I'm not saying it in a way that is abrasive, but more about the courage, the strength that women have, the things that you don't see behind the scenes that most women have to go through, that make them the women that they are. So I think it's about celebrating all of those qualities in a day that is not just national but international. Yeah. So it brings together different communities, demographics, races in one day. So that's what my take on International Women's Day.
Yep.
It's very beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I very much agree with what she was saying. I also don't think that having to celebrate the International Women's Day, you don't have to become more feminine or anything like that. You can just celebrate the you that you are as a woman. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to change or be anything that society says you have to be.
Yes,
yeah.
Oh, yes, most definitely. True. Because the society wants us to be in a certain way. And it's not like that. It's not always the case that we need to be the way the society wants you to be. Just be you at the end of the day, and embrace the God in you, the inner you.
In closing, I'd like to thank you guys for coming. You look beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Actually, thank you for having us.
Yeah, any words of encouragement to our students?
I would really love to say to the students out there that, especially the ladies, because we capitalizing on today, was international. I just want to tell them that there are moments where you felt that you're not worthy, you're not, good enough. People have shamed you, they've told you that you won't get anywhere, or you came here with a low self-esteem that that you've been compressed from home or whatever. Here it's home. It's where we're going to now unleash the talent inside of you. There is that inner you that has talent, but you're suppressing it. Like myself, I only unleashed the passion later on in life because I wanted to do what my parents wanted, which is the study and certificate, and then I was now suppressing who I am. But I'm not saying that they are suppressing who they are. I'm saying that do it best of both. I think it's a beautiful time for them to be alive, that they have people like us who are going to come in this platform and tell them that they can do better. We were not having people actually who were encouraging. They wanted us to study. We didn't have people who encouraged us to get onto the pageantry, the fashion, and anything like that. So we are saying, shine the light in you, come out of it and check your passion. Don't follow it because gift is on fashion. Just do anything that you'd want to do that will embrace the you. Man, we have purpose and it's inside of you. You haven't unleashed it yet. So discover who you are and don't be shy to come out.
Great. I think following up on that, I think the biggest message I can give to any woman who's on campus is to not be afraid to be unapologetic, to not be afraid to do things with intention, to wake up every day with a sole purpose to achieve what is it that they set out to achieve when they stood in that registration line, and for that to never change throughout the year. We go through so many different adversities, professionally, academically, socially, emotionally, and psychologically, and it's very difficult to find a balance with all of that. But when you remain resolute to your purpose and what you're doing, every day should feel like a breeze. There shouldn't even be anything that shakes you away from your purpose. So I think that's my primary message to them. And because it's a platform that I am very passionate about, I think it's never too early to have conversations about reproductive health, conversations about how, especially at a younger age, to protect yourself, how to plan your life in terms of reproduction, and especially when you're still at varsity, you never really know the ramifications and the after effects of the decisions that you take now. For the life that you're going to lead when you become somebody's wife or somebody's mother. So it's to go out there and seek the information that you need to get, take the right decisions about your reproductive health, and don't be shy or be pleasing to other people, things that you don't subscribe to. Be very resolute, know your purpose and know your where you're going. So that's my message to the ladies on campus.
There are so many things I want to say, and I don't know which one I should focus on for this message, but I'm going to definitely say you're enough. You have done so much already, and if you feel like you can't do something and there's too much pressure, you can. You are strong and you are powerful, and I believe that anything you want to do, you can do.
True. It's beautiful.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. That's it from us. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages, on Instagram at Vutcampustv and Facebook at Vutcampustv.